Some of the Roman poet's most popular writing is his odes, are his odes. They are a collection, really just, I think it's 4 books, each one containing a collection of between 15 and like 40 individual poems. They're short lyric poems that express Horace in a very compact and subtle way. You can get a real sense of his personality coming through there, and there's some really surprising wealth within them. One of his most famous, for which he gets credit for the phrase Carpe Dium, which is translated generally as seize the day, which is a rallying cry for some of the most spectacularly bad decisions in human history, but it's fun. You can see Horace's belief in a kind of enjoyment of life, a philosophy of life that is not so serious, a philosophy of life that believes in feeling good in the here and now, kind of Epicureanism, where he enjoy life as it comes to you. Enjoy a good drink. Enjoy a beautiful afternoon. Enjoy just a sunny day and the fresh air and the sound of the birds that come with it. Enjoy your life here on Earth and don't worry so much about what you cannot control down the line. And you see that in this poem. It's Ode 11 within the first book, so it's 111, where he is giving advice to a younger man. He positions himself very frequently in the guise of giving advice, and here he's talking to a young man named Lucan, and the translation by Burton Raffel, has it. Lucan, no one's allowed to know his fate, not you, not me. Don't ask, don't hunt for answers in tea leaves or palms. Be patient with whatever comes. This could be our last winter. It could be many more, pounding the Tuscan Sea on these rocks. Do what you must. Be wise, cut your vines, and forget about hope. Time goes running, even as we talk. Take the present. The future's no one's affair. Live and let live. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may, as another poet will put it a few centuries later, several centuries later. But you can see in that so much of his personality, like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the future. Here, Lucan has been consulting soothsayers and mystics and palm readers and all of those charlatans. And in that desperate hunt to know what is next, what is the future, what's going to happen to me, to everybody around me, to the world in general, what's going to happen? You can't control it. There's nothing you can do about it. Why worry? Horace makes that position beautifully clear. Raffel's translation, take the present, is perhaps even a little gentler than seize the day. Seize the day is often taken as a little bit more aggressive. To seize something is a little bit more edge to it than to simply take it. Here you can almost see take the present, almost as a passive construction. Simply, accept it. We have the present. This is what I'm going to engage with. I'm not going to concern myself with the future. The future's no one's affair, as he puts it. There is that sense of fatalism in there as well. This could be our last winter. That's kind of a dark note to introduce in there. Or it could be many more. You just don't know. You could die at any moment, or you can live for a long, long time. Why worry about these things? These are all out of our control. All we can control is the here and now, the day. Horace makes that his commandment for conducting his life. And throughout his work, you can see this basic philosophy of just going along and doing what you can and enjoying the little things in life. Not getting too distracted by the big questions and the momentous turns of fate and all of the things that people torture one another over. Oh, what's the point? Enjoy the little things. The sunlight on your face, the sounds of the birds, the breeze that comes and carries maybe a nice scent of flowers. This is what we have. All the rest is not insignificant, but it's beyond our control. So why worry about it?